Hello, is anyone there? Ah, there we go. Your card either. Okay.
Hello.
Awesome. Hey, Carter. Okay. So are we live?
No, we're not.
Oh, how do I do that?
Because I've got it on my TV screen behind me, and it still just shows the logo. It says waiting for the host to start. So
What? How do
I can't see anything because you're the host. So just tell me what it says for you.
Okay, so
There should be a button that just says live. That should start it.
I pressed that. I just pressed that, yeah. I've pressed live.
It still says that it's waiting for host to start.
That doesn't make any sense.
You did connect it to your YouTube channel, right? Like you
Yeah.
put in your details and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a bit weird. Why aren't we live? I don't know what's going on. It still says the same thing on the TV, so that's worrying. I've just
what would happen if I ended the stream?
I don't know, so maybe it's best that you don't do that. There's already 3 people watching, and I'm one of them, so we've already got people waiting.
Okay, I'm just gonna type.
Are there any other buttons?
Just type in the message mark. Sorry, I'm just listening.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Just put
Okay.
technical difficulties starting soon.
Yeah, I just said, hey guys, sorry I haven't joined, but just having some technical difficulties. Yeah, okay. So the button I just pressed was end stream, and then there's a button called recording, then there's a button called chat, captions, and graphics. And that opens up all this new stuff.
You've already set up the stream, you've already customized it and stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so you shouldn't need to bother with the last one that you said. Try the recording one.
Oh, we're live. We're live. I can see here.
Oh, doesn't show on the TV. Last one that you said.
Aha, here.
Try the recording one.
Okay, here. Okay, we joined.
We're live. Are we? All right, cool.
Cool. Okay.
All right.
Aha, here.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to movie night. Welcome to yeah, cool. Okay. Yeah, so hi everybody and welcome to movie night. So in this live stream, I'm going to be joined by fellow YouTuber Jurassic Boy, and we're going to be talking about our favorite movies. So that would include Star Wars, Marvel, Jurassic Park, and then we're also going to be talking about other movie franchises like Planet of the Apes, Transformers, and other stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go. So we're just going to wait for some more people to join.
Yeah, some more people join. Get in here.
Yeah. So yeah.
Also, for everyone that's watching, we are going to be starting off with Marvel, and we just ask, as fans of Marvel, we haven't seen the new Shang-Chi, so if any of you have, please do us a favor and don't spoil it, because you'd hate to be the troll in the room. So yeah, thanks.
So yeah. Is anyone else here, by the way?
Yep, so there's 3 people watching.
Ah, awesome. For me, it only says 1 person watching.
You might be a few seconds behind then or something.
Okay. Okay, cool. So, awesome. So, you want to start?
Yeah, so, what's your, favorite movie and why? Just
favorite movie? I don't really have a favorite movie, to be honest with you.
In the Marvel franchise as well.
Oh, in the Marvel franchise. I gotta say, my favorite movie in Marvel, I've got kind of 3 favorites. So, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, sorry, I was just making sure.
And then that would also be Black Panther. Black Panther is also really good.
Black Panther's a very good one. In fact, yeah, that may be one of my favorites too.
Yeah, I liked how they were able to combine different culture, and then they also able to mix in technology and stuff like that. Yeah, that made it really cool.
Oh, everything's cool when it comes down to Marvel.
Oh yes, but yeah, it just gave it a much more. How do I say? Gave it a much more profound, very modern. Like you could connect to it a bit better, just because it's like
Yeah.
it's modern. You can connect to the culture a bit better. Yeah, that's what I liked about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um. Also, should we talk about some of the shows that have
Yep.
just come up?
Sure. Okay.
Which one's your favorite and why?
My favorite one would have to be Loki because I just love it. I can't put my finger on it, but it was just like from start to finish, it was just really good. It just built up. It was such a good storyline. It was just a side of Loki's character that we've never seen before, which was really, really good. And yeah, and unlike WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, it had a slick, clean finish, which is what I really liked about it. And I like it as getting a season 2 because Falcon and the Winter Soldier really closed the book a bit, which kind of just made the entire thing feel a bit rushed because I had to end everything really quickly. But Loki doesn't do that. The ending's a bit slower, a bit more relaxed, which is really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. I was also going to say I think that show probably has the most character development in all of them. So
Yes.
yeah, but not just for Loki, like also Lady Loki and Owen Wilson's Morbius
Mobius. Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
Mobius, sorry. Um, but yeah, that show's definitely well known for its character development. I'm pretty sure,
Yeah.
and like how much it impacts the MCM in general.
Yes. Yeah. And it was just, yeah, a really good character development. I just love like we're used to seeing the slimy version of Loki, and it's just like he always betrays people. But this time, or like in some scenarios, he was desperate. He was trying to get help, which was really cool. I like when it kind of flips to that side of character. It's actually kind of similar to the Dark Doctor Strange in What If. He was a very arrogant type of person, but then we could see he was becoming desperate to save Christine. So yeah, that was a different side of his character. So yeah, and that's what made it really good.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, I completely agree.
yeah. What did you think of WandaVision?
Now, something that I don't think a lot of our viewers may know is that WandaVision actually takes place after the Loki series. So that actually explains a lot, especially that horrible Ralph Boner thing that
Oh
happened.
yeah, that was
It kind of explains how that character ended up in this universe, though, which is very interesting. Also, if you like don't believe me about like the timeline wise, if you go on Disney Plus and it shows you the timeline, you can literally see for yourself. So
mm,
proper information here. So that kind of does explain a lot, which I
yeah,
kind of like. Um, there is one thing that I'm still a bit confused about, though, to do with like Phase 4 in general. We still don't know who the big bad is going to be. Like, obviously, there's a lot of people who now think it's going to be Kang, but I still have a feeling it's going to be Mephisto. What about
yeah.
you?
Um, I feel like Mephisto's just like I think Mephisto's gonna become like the next Galactus. Like, so early on, back in like I don't know. I only got into Marvel a couple of years ago. So back in before Avengers Infinity War, everyone was saying Galactus is gonna show up. Galactus, Galactus, Galactus. Everything's Galactus. I'd even seen videos that were talking about Galactus being in other movies like Guardians of the Galaxy, but he's never hasn't shown up yet. So I feel like
Yeah,
Mephisto, he's just gonna get teased and teased, and he's just never gonna show up. So I feel like that's what they're gonna do with what's it called, just Mephisto in general, yeah. Because they've already given us a few teasers and he hasn't come up at all. So yeah.
yeah, but those teasers are obviously also majorly like setting up the character, which I
Oh
think is
yeah.
pretty interesting. Um,
Yeah. But yeah.
but yeah, very interesting.
Yeah,
The
very interesting.
Mephisto
But yeah.
character.
But yeah. But in terms of One Division itself, that I felt like it was good. The first 8 episodes were awesome, and then the last episode really crashed and burned for me.
Why is that, if you don't mind me asking?
Why is that? It was just the first few episodes, like first 1, 2, 3, and then 4, was just so good. It was just full of really good dialogue, really good story. It was interesting. And then episodes are say five and six were okay, but they started delving into something really they just started digging into something really deep, and it just like kind of made everything a bit too complicated. And I'm like, oh, how are they going to sum this up in another 3 episodes? And then episode three, not episode three, episode 7, 8, and 9, they really felt like video games. It felt like, well, not necessarily 7, 8, and 9, but episode 9 felt like really chocked with CGI and stuff like that. And it just felt like everyone came together, which was just a bit, yeah, what it was too big for what the show actually was, if you get what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I understand completely. I mean, personally, I have my own opinion on what that is. Oh, hello, Miko Marvel,
Hey,
my
Miko.
cousin. Yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying. But obviously, there are a few like things which I really enjoy. For example, like the Agatha Harkness, like that was pretty cool. You can't even
That
lie
was
about that.
good. She was good, yeah.
Yeah. And we obviously know from how that ended that she is 100% going to return in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's going to be like the multiverse kind of movies, and then there's going to be like the lower level. I don't want to say bad, but I mean like the lower level kind of movies. For example, like Falcon Winter Soldier, that takes place after WandaVision, so the multiverse would be around at that point, but it never went into it at all. So I feel like there's going to be projects that go into that kind of stuff, and then there's going to be projects that like stay at like the normal MCU kind of thing, which they did
Yeah.
before the multiverse came about. But yeah, but the next few films I think are going to all tie together in a very big way, because obviously we know that WandaVision, Spider-Man, and Multiverse of Madness are all kind of in one. And talking about Shang-Chi, in that movie, don't know whether you guys know, but Wong is going to have a pretty decent part in it from what we can tell from
Yes.
the trailers.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure if like an after credit scene with him in, um, that could be something setting up Multiverse of Madness. So
Yeah.
yeah, but what do you think about Shang-Chi now that we're talking about that?
Shang-Chi, I've seen trailers and stuff. I haven't done a lot of breakdowns and stuff because I feel like it's just like there's not heaps to break down. It's like I've read somewhere the plot, the Mandarin and everything. It's just like it's cool. I feel like everything is going to be limited to big CGI battles and stuff. Just like, yeah, because it's going to be a long movie. And I feel like I already have a good understanding of the plot. But yeah, so Shang-Chi, it looks good, but it doesn't. How do I say? It looks really great. It's going to be great. It's a Marvel movie. Like, you know it's going to be really good, but it doesn't look wow. It's just like
It
Marvel's
doesn't
new
give you
Avenger.
like the sparkles that Iron Man and Captain America gave
Nah,
you.
they
Yeah.
don't. He doesn't. I don't know what he has to bring to the MCU. I don't know what his character's going to be like. I still don't know. He might be really good, but Iron Man, Captain America, they mixed really well. They were kind of enemies of each other for a little bit, but then they kind of made friends, and that's what made their character development a bit better. And Captain America, the thing with him, he had all the what's it called? He had all the goodwill he could have, but he didn't have any strength. And then Iron Man had all the technology he wanted to, but he was really arrogant and everything.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I do
so
agree with that.
I'm not quite sure what Shang-Chi is gonna bring. Yeah, we still don't know, but yeah.
I've heard a few rumors that War Machine is having a cameo in it, but then again, they're just rumors, so I wouldn't get too hyped about that because I haven't heard anything about the actor like being on set or anything. And I do pay attention very closely to like what's happening on sets for movies and stuff. Like, if you went on my YouTube like search history, it would just be constant stuff on like what's happening in Spider-Man. Is there any set photos, stuff like that? So I'm literally all over Marvel. Um, I'm such a big fan, and I want to hope that this movie is going to be good, but similar to what you're saying, I don't know what it could bring apart from stuff in it that could set up future
Yeah,
projects.
yeah.
Like, for example, we've seen the return of Abomination, and
Yes,
we know
that's
that
gonna be a
he's going to
She-Hulk, yeah.
be. I don't want to say that he's going to be the main villain, but we know he's going to show up in She-Hulk, which is I
Yeah.
think not next year, but the year after, is it? I may be wrong on that.
Yeah, it's next year.
Um, and basically, we know that there's now a supervillain team being made, and Abomination was, I think, at one point in the comics, part of like the Dark Avengers, which is what people believe is being set up.
Yes.
It would kind of make sense to me that a post-credit scene for Shang-Chi is Abomination being recruited to join this
Yes.
like villain team, and then we'll next see them in the She-Hulk series. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, the She-Hulk series itself, I'm actually really looking forward to it because back in like 2008, they made the first Hulk movie and it was a bit of a flop. But before they actually released the Hulk movie and everything, they were intending on making a sequel. That's why they left so many unanswered questions. That's why Abomination never got killed. That's why can't remember his name. That doctor guy, he got the Hulk blood on him and his like head started moving really weird and stuff.
I think I know his supervillain name from the comics, but I can't
Yeah.
remember it.
But yeah,
It'll
so
come back
they
to me in a
left.
minute.
Yeah, they left all these unanswered questions, and they never made a sequel because the movie never got enough funding. Because it was, you got to admit, the movie was a bit of a flop.
It was. I mean, most of the movie was just Hulk on the run from the military, which I guess is
Yeah.
like fun for like like massive Marvel diehard fans. But
Yes.
massive fans who have read the comics or at least like seen a few of the animated shows, stuff like that, they were pretty mad that like it wasn't Hulk versus like one of his like proper Hulk rivals. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, we saw Abomination at the end, but like it took them an entire movie to bring him in, and he was only
Yeah.
in it for like the last 10 minutes at the end, and then we haven't seen him again in like 10 years. There's just so many questions that remain unanswered. But then I feel like a lot of movie franchises are starting to do that now, to be honest with you. They're
Yeah.
cutting corners to like get away with stuff, but then at the end of the day it just leads them to their downfall.
Yeah. And even like the actor Edward, what's his name again? I keep forgetting his name, but yeah, the actor Edward something. He
Is it the
his
Abomination
character.
actor?
No, he's the Hulk actor.
Oh, in Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Just
I'll Google him up now, just to make sure. In
to anyone who's watching, feel free to ask us some questions at any
Yep.
point, because it's not just us talking; it's us talking to you guys, and you guys can
Just go
ask
ahead.
some
Yeah.
questions yourselves. Give us your
Yeah.
opinions. Love to
Yep.
hear them.
Mm. So the actor is Edward Norton. So yeah, I feel like Edward Norton's a good actor, but just Bruce Banner's character just wasn't. He wasn't fleshed out at all. I didn't see his real character. He was just a very, unlike the comics. He wasn't like he was in the comics. I feel Mark Ruffalo, he does his character much better in the MCU. While Edward Norton just wasn't fleshed out, or he didn't have as much depth, and he wasn't as relatable. Yeah, I've got to say.
Yeah, I do agree with what you're saying, but let's be honest, even if Mark Ruffalo was like the lead actor as Hulk in that movie, I still think it would have failed
It would
because
have
the
failed,
story
yeah.
was just rubbish in general, really,
Yeah,
wasn't
it
it?
didn't
So,
hold together, yeah. But yeah, so even if, yeah, I get what you're saying, even if Mark Ruffalo was in there, still wouldn't have been a good movie. Like, actors can't save movies, yeah.
nah. I
No.
mean, I'm gonna be honest, the best part of it for me was the after credit scene when Iron Man showed up at the end.
That was good, yeah.
That
I
was probably
like,
the best
yeah.
part of the movie for me.
Yeah. I liked how, like, I liked, Thunderbolt Ross in The Incredible Hulk, though. He was really good.
Well, yeah, he was good in it. I will say that. I mean, that was definitely like a very good like movie for that character. But at the end of the day, it's not his movie, so I can't
It's not his
like
movie,
be
no, but
happy.
he was a good background character. Much better than he is in Civil War and Black Widow. He's a bit lopsided in those movies.
Well, in fact, if you ask me, I'd say he's more important in those movies because like he's the one that kind of like forced the Avengers, because Thunderbolt Ross wants nothing more than to control the Avengers. That's literally
Yeah,
all he's ever wanted.
yeah,
Um, which is kind of why he ends up building the Thunderbolts in the comics. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, one thing that really upset me, and I actually did do a video on this, so you guys can check that out if you want. I always wondered why Thunderbolt Ross never showed up in the Falcon Winter Soldier, because we know how obsessed he is with super soldiers,
Yeah,
and he never showed up once. We never even heard his name.
yeah, that's very
Um,
true.
and basically, long story short, in my video, I basically said, because in Black Widow, spoilers by the way if you haven't seen that, he looks like he's very ill, and Black Widow actually mentions, like, is this like your third heart attack or something? Is that what she said? I can't remember what she
Yeah,
said,
because he's in
but she
Civil War. He's talking about having a heart attack while playing golf.
Yeah, basically he's just ill, and I think what the MCM is going to do, or Kevin Feige is going to do with his character, is they're going to make him get it sicker and sicker, and then I think in the She-Hulk series, at the very end of it, possibly like literally in an after-credit scene in the last episode, we're going to see like somehow, because apparently she becomes She-Hulk from taking Hulk's blood, but I'm
Yeah.
wondering he might become Red Hulk from taking her blood, because
Oh
we don't know
yeah.
what happens if you take her blood. So that's what I
Mm,
think is going to happen, or that's how I believe they're going to introduce Red Hulk into the MCM.
yeah, that would be very interesting. I gotta say.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Should we mention the What If show at all? Because
Yep.
that is
Well,
kind
let's
of what's
mention it.
happening
Yeah.
right now.
Yep.
So first off, what do you think of it?
I think the first two episodes of the Captain Carter one, I felt like the Captain Carter one just it was very quick. It was very rushed,
Rushed, yeah,
and
way
it's
too
just no
rushed.
time. And they were just including a lot of the dialogue that was already said in the first Avengers movie. Like there was nothing different. So all up, it's just like, what if Captain America was a girl? It doesn't really change anything, to be honest with you. She wins World War II. Like a couple of people die. She goes to the base, and then she goes to the future and sees Nick Fury. And Nick Fury tells her, "Oh, you've been away from the world like 70 for like 7 years." So yeah, it didn't really tell us anything. So yeah, it was just a bit quick. It was a bit rushed, and that's yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you that it was rushed. That was probably that's probably one of my biggest issues with this show. I mean, don't get me wrong, the T'Challa episode, in the short time it had, it was by far, and probably still is, the best episode we've had so far, in my opinion.
Mm,
I absolutely loved it. The story was amazing. I loved how the like the I can't remember their names, but the group of like special beings who worked for Thanos, the
the Black
children of
Order.
Thanos,
The
the
Black
Black
Order.
Order, that's their name. They now work for the Collector. I love that so much. I
That
also loved how
was
the Collector was
really.
able to get Hela's like powers.
Mm,
That was very cool to see. And obviously, I don't know whether you guys have heard, but this show is canon, and they have said that there have been plans that Captain Carter and a few other
mm.
members possibly could join the MCM live action. So
Yes.
there's always the possibility of seeing her, which I would love.
Yes, that would be really good. They can't do um T'Challa
T'Challa,
Star
for
Lord,
obvious
yeah, because
reasons, but
he's yeah, Patrick Chadwick Boseman is dead, but yeah, they can do other people, but yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. The collector scene was really good. The collector's man cave, all his scenes, it's the most fun for looking for Easter eggs. Like one time I was just going through the scenes and I was just looking for Easter eggs. Like there's a Chitari alien, there's a frost giant, there's a dark elf, there's Beta Ray Bill, Howard the Duck, there's all sorts of stuff, and that makes it really fun to watch, yeah.
mm, yeah,
But yeah, anyways.
definitely.
Mm. But yeah, what did you think
But
of the Dark Doctor Strange episode?
oh wow, where do I begin? Um, so in my opinion, this episode went straight to emotions in general.
Yeah.
So
It
like
was
he
more
let his
interesting.
emotions
Yeah.
cloud his judgment.
It was more interesting than epic. Like it was more of like a battle of wits than like a battle of strength and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, like people who have been like caught up on my channel and stuff, you will obviously know that I've been theorizing that this Dark Doctor Strange was going to be like the main villain, which they team up to fight in the end. But
Yes, I've also been
I've
thinking that. Yeah.
actually, if you haven't seen my new video, I now think it's going to be Ultron. If you want to know how, then go see that video because I don't really want to explain it here. But basically, I do believe that he is honestly a good guy, and he he was just misguided.
Yeah, he was misguided, but he was ordered to. I think he was ordered to fix the human race, and he's in his eyes fixing the world. Well, not fixing the human race fixing the world. Fixing the world requires him to destroy the humanity. So yeah, it's what he was
Yeah.
ordered to do. He wasn't really going against his orders or anything, but it was what he was ordered to do. So yeah, you can kind of understand what his motives were.
Yeah, I do understand. Um, eh, when I was watching it, I did really feel for him at parts, though. I really did.
Yeah,
Because I understand what he was trying to do. I know that he just wanted her back, but he couldn't accept that he just couldn't have her. And like I said, his
yeah.
emotions led to
Mm.
the destruction of that universe. So
And it was just,
yeah,
yeah, I love how he was absorbing the power of all those beings, and he was becoming less of a man. He was becoming more like some sort of monster, and that's why when he saw Christine, when he brought it back, she was so scared. And that scene was just so good because he wasn't Doctor Strange anymore. He was something so different, which yeah, just showed you like power, emotions, and stuff can change you and change the way you are, change the way people see you. So yeah, that was really interesting. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Whilst talking about this episode, there was actually something in it which I found pretty interesting, which is something that the Ancient One did. So apparently, when she like went to the other Doctor Strange, she told him that she basically put two timelines in one universe. Now I found that very interesting. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm wondering if that could have actually been done in the MCM already, and we just never realized it.
Yeah.
Um, what did you think about that? Did you find that interesting, or did you
I
just think,
found
oh,
it
that's like
I found it
okay?
interesting, but it was interesting because they had to set up two Doctor Strangers. They couldn't take the Doctor Strange from the sacred timeline, but it was interesting. But I didn't actually know why she actually did that. Like, why would you break it into two timelines?
I don't know how she did it, but I know it was awesome, and I
Yeah.
find it very interesting. And also, what we saw in the episode was that this Dark Doctor Strange, he was able to see and contact the Watcher. So
Yes,
I'm
that
wondering
was
if he can now
awesome.
travel through the multiverse.
Yeah, he
I
will
mean,
travel through the multiverse because I feel
we've
like the
seen him
Dark.
talking to Captain Carter and stuff. Yeah, I already know.
Yeah. I feel like, if you ask me, I feel like Doctor Strange. He's gonna be like a transformer. Like he's gonna leave his homeland, which is kind of like Cybertron, and then he's just gonna go try find more power in other realities. I feel like
I
that's
don't
what.
know if he's gonna find more power,
Oh,
but
we'll
I
find.
do agree with
Yeah,
the other bit. I do agree
yeah,
that he's gonna leave his reality and go into like other ones. I mean, we already saw kind of an Easter egg that said that he could be connecting to Captain Carter in some way because we saw that giant squid monster which showed up in the very first episode.
yes, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so that was interesting.
Mm, that was
But
very interesting. Yeah,
yeah, so I believe that he's just going to go throughout the multiverse and assemble a team to stop what he became at one point, stop
yeah,
people like him. And well, really, I don't think anything else. It's such a big episode that there's kind of too much for me to theorize on in a way. Do you kind of get what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yes, I understand what you're talking about. Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I'm very interested in this What If show. I'm very excited for the future of it and where everything possibly leads into like the live action wise. I'd be very interested to see some of these characters in live action.
yeah, that would be really cool. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna make all the what if stuff canon. I feel like they're gonna do a Doctor Strange canon and maybe Captain Carter, but everything else just feels a bit rough and tumble. Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, it's definitely very interesting. I'll say that.
yeah, it is very interesting. But yeah, what do you think of episode 3, the murder mystery one with Nick Fury and the Avengers?
Now, I liked bits of it, but to me, it kind of felt a bit unneeded.
I felt like it was awesome. I felt like everything was really done. I feel, yeah, it was just really interesting. It had a much better tone. All the characters felt like how they were in the films, which is really good. Like unlike the other 3 episodes where the characters aren't like they were in the MCU, everyone in this was very good, and it was just really good to see them back as they usually were. So Tony Stark, and then we got Nick Fury, Black Widow, and all of that, which is really good. So yeah, I like that, and I also like how Hank Pym was the real villain in that, because it was really good. Because like, if you see him in the Ant-Man movies, you know that at one point or another he's just gonna crack. Like, that's what made it really good. Like, he just cracked like an egg, which is really good. And he
Yeah,
started going crazy.
yeah, I totally agree.
That's what made just his character was just very relatable. It was like Shield, yeah, or you just get other people to fight your battles, which is really cool. And I love this suit as well. His suit looks awesome.
The Yellow Jacket.
The yellow jacket, yeah, it wasn't the yellow jacket suit. It was more his version of the yellow jacket. It had an Ant-Man custom helmet on there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with what you're saying about like the character, like in general, like his motives and stuff. I agree with that. But to me, I've never really actually cared about like what if the world lost its mightiest heroes. It's never been like an episode which I was like hyped to see. I don't mean this like a bad way. It's just it's never kind of been something which I was desperate for. I mean, yes, it was still exciting to watch, and I did like it. It's just I feel like there could have been better stuff that they could have told in its place. But I guess that if there's
Yes,
good, I guess
yeah.
if the show does good, which we already know it's going to, we're going to get a season 2, and they'll do even more stories in that. So I'm not
Oh
that
yeah,
upset about it.
yeah.
But yeah, it was a good episode.
It was a good episode. I liked Loki's return as well. Loki's return was really good. I liked they brought back the slimy, more selfish version of the character, and how like he teamed up with Nick Fury to find Hank Pym, and then all of a sudden he just betrayed him, and he's like, "You were born to be ruled," and he took over the UN, which is really good.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool.
That was really good. Yeah, I like that because it's just bringing back that slimy version of his character, like in the Loki, Avengers Infinity War, and everything. He's like, he becomes good, and it's awesome. I love that side of his character, but just like you miss that slimy side of his character. I missed him a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I do agree with what you're saying on that. Completely. Yeah, interesting episode. I'll say that. Very
Very
interesting.
interesting, but yeah.
Also, just while we're talking about What If, I just want to quickly say, how hyped are you for the zombie episode?
Oh, I'm so hyped,
I am
and
so hyped for that. I
you
can't
can tell
stop
that
thinking
some of
about
my
it.
fans, because my Zombie Avengers video got 450 views.
I'm not surprised.
I know.
They've been teasing the Zombie Avengers for so long, and
Yeah, I know,
now
but
we're
like
finally getting it.
I'm surprised it's gotten so many views because I thought it wasn't gonna get heaps of views, but I feel like it's because I chose a reality that not a lot of people were really talking about. It wasn't, so yeah. You got to admit, Zombie Avengers is not something people were really talking about that much.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. It's it, I'm so hyped for that zombie episode. I can't even think properly when I'm.
What makes it so interesting? We don't know when it branches. Like with Captain Carter, we know it branches in like World War II. T'Challa, we know it branches when he's a child. Um, I can't really say anything for the Earth's Mightiest Heroes one because we didn't really know that
Well,
was
that
an
obviously
episode.
takes place during Phase 1, doesn't it? Because
Yeah,
it's
Phase One. Yeah.
only Phase 1 Avengers.
And then the Dark Doctor Strange. If from the trailer, I knew he's gonna become dark. It's gonna take place from when he saw the ancient one and everything. But yeah, but with this zombie one, you don't know how it's gonna originate. Like, that's what just makes it really interesting. That's why it's really good. To
Well,
see it coming.
so
Yeah.
far in the trailers, the only Avenger or character that we saw that wasn't a zombie was Bucky Barnes, aka Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, is it going to be like him versus the zombie Avengers, or is it going to be like him and a few other people? Because in the trailer, I think you also did see Spider-Man or something.
Yes.
Could we see Winter Soldier and Spider-Man teaming up to fight this like zombie squad or whatever of
Yeah.
Avengers?
Mm.
Um, Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
It'll be similar to that, yeah. But
What
yeah,
about Black Widow? What do you mean by that? What about Black Widow? I don't
I'm not
quite get what you
saying
mean by that.
I'm not saying about anything about Black Widow.
Is he talking? Are you talking
No,
about Black Widow in the Earth's Mightiest Heroes episode? Because she was pretty good
no,
in that episode.
I didn't say Black Widow at all.
Uh,
Oh, is this
don't quite know
Miko?
what you're referencing there, Miko Marvel.
Oh, is this Miko? Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
No, no,
Sorry.
no. He's commented.
I
I'm just trying to figure out what he said.
think he's just talking about the zombie Avengers. If she becomes a zombie,
Yeah, probably.
she most
Um,
likely will become a zombie because you can see Captain America, Iron Man, Hawkeye. They're all zombies. Actually, you know what will be interesting? I feel like I don't know if I'm gonna say this, but if the zombie Avengers timeline kicked off from what if Earth lost its mightiest heroes one, because all the Avengers are dead, well, except Captain America, but he can easily die because like he's facing Loki, obviously. But yeah, I feel like it's a possibility that it can kickstart from the Earth's mightiest heroes one. Don't you think?
yeah, I mean, I think someone who worked on the show even said that like a lot of these what if stories are going to get a part two. I don't know whether they mean like they're going to get a part two as if because we know that there's going to be like a team assembled by the end of this show.
Yeah,
I don't know whether that's what they mean or whether like they're also going to have like a part two before we get to the team up episodes.
yeah.
Um, but what do you think by that? Because I actually don't know what they meant by that really.
I feel like a lot of episodes need a part two. I think the T'Challa one and the Captain Carter one don't really need anything. I feel like they can get something, but it's not needed. Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Dark Doctor Strange definitely needs a sequel or something. Yeah,
Well, we already know that's going to get a
yeah,
sequel because
yeah.
we've seen him with characters, so we know he's going to return. It's just how I don't know.
Yes. Miko and
Either he's going
Marvel.
to figure out a way to travel through the multiverse, or he's going to get saved by the Watcher, which I doubt would happen. But
Yeah. Miko and Marvel. No, her movie. He's talking about what we thought about Black Widow, the movie.
oh, the movie? Oh,
Yeah.
it was okay. It didn't feel like a good solo movie to me. I would have
No.
preferred that movie was more her movie. Um, but yeah. Well, what do you think about it, Tiggy?
I thought it was really. I thought it was good. It wasn't as. How do I say? It didn't have much of an importance. Like I don't really see. I just thought it was good. I loved it. I love seeing it in the cinemas and everything. The only thing I found wrong with it, what's the point of it? Like it's just it would have been so good 5-6 years ago after Civil War because that's when it takes place. But like I feel like prequel stories and stuff, it kind of feels like Marvel's written themselves into a corner with all their stories. It's gonna take them a while to do all their movies, and they're just like, how when's the next movie gonna be? Oh, let's just make a Black Widow one. So that's what I just didn't like. It just felt a bit unnecessary, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've always wanted a Black Widow movie, and I'm still glad we got it because I did enjoy it. But to me, it just felt very late. I would
Yeah,
have
it felt
preferred it way
yes,
better if it came out straight after Civil War did, like a few years back.
yeah.
Um, but
I feel
yeah, I
like
don't really know.
I feel like but after Civil War is just really silly. I felt like they should have done her story in Budapest when she blew up the building with Dreykov's daughter, Antoine.
Yeah,
Antoine,
that
yeah,
was
I
a
feel
bit
like that's good.
gangster
Uh,
right there.
yeah, yeah, the gangster. And then they could have had Hawkeye in there, which would have made it so much good because I feel like they could have expanded on his character a bit. Because I don't think he's gonna be that important in the Hawkeye series. He's just passing the mantle on to Kelly Bishop or Katie Bishop.
Yeah, but he's still going to be a superhero because he's become Rowan or whatever his new name
Ronan,
is,
yeah,
but Ronan. But she's going to go as Hawkeye and he's going to go into Ronan. So he's not going to fight anymore. He's just becoming a different person or
yeah,
hero, whatever you want to call him.
but he's not gonna be as important. You gotta, yeah,
Yeah, I agree, Miko Marvel. That the Black Widow movie could have been way better.
yeah. It could have been a bit better. Yeah, it was just like it was a bit.
Um,
Yeah, and it's just like I know it's the MCU, but I just feel like it just does nothing. That's my thing. And even so, it was like it's unnecessary, and it's pointless. But it's just like even if it was done back after Civil War, it still does nothing. It doesn't really contribute to a character in Endgame or anything. You gotta admit, you don't really see anything about it. She doesn't mention her family. Well, she mentions it a bit, but she doesn't like you mention anything that she's been through with them. You know.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's what just really kind of killed it for me. Yeah,
yeah, it is kind of a shame, but I still like it. It's still a decent movie.
it is still this
Um,
movie. Yeah.
but there also while talking about the Black Widow movie, there have actually been a few rumors that we're going to get a prequel Red Guardian spin-off series. If that did happen, what would you think of it?
I feel like it's just gonna be a repeated Captain America. I wouldn't really be that excited for it because even
So would
Alexei
you care
himself.
whether it happened or not, really?
No, not really. No. And even if he does come back, see, he's a fat old guy. Not to be rude, not to be rude, but it's just I don't know if he's gonna come back because he's an old man and he's probably just gonna go into hiding
Yeah, probably.
because
And
he's in
obviously he
prison.
used to work with
Dracov, yeah.
yeah.
And then he's been in prison, so like people are probably on the run. Oh, by the way, while we're talking about the prison scene in Black Widow, I still don't understand that. It's like they go there, and then like they blew up one tower, and that caused an entire avalanche, and then they just left, and they let like a bunch of innocent, well, not innocent prisoners, but all the guards and stuff just die, and they're just like, oh well, like what? It just didn't make sense. Like they caused an avalanche, and they just left, like without even, yeah. That scene was really dumb, to be honest with you.
Yeah, just a bit. I
But
mean,
yeah,
apparently also in Black Widow, though, we also had our very first mutant.
yes.
Apart from Scarlet Witch, I think I've forgotten his name, but I know that his power is that he can turn into like a massive grizzly bear or something.
Mm,
Um,
yeah. So the mutant we're seeing is Beast.
Beast,
Beast, yeah, similar
Beast.
to
That's his name.
Beast, yeah. He can turn into a mutant bear, yeah. I remember reading the X-Men comics, yeah.
Yeah.
They were pretty good, but yeah. I think Beast will be similar to if any of you guys have seen the Hobbit trilogy, then Beast is probably gonna be similar to the skin changer Bayon in those movies, yeah. But yeah, have you seen the Hobbit movies or the Lord of the Rings movies, Carter?
Nah, to be honest, I've never kind of been like interested in that kind of stuff, but I've heard
Mm.
they're pretty decent.
They are the Lord of the Rings movies are really good. They're really just a really good what's it called? Yeah, just a really good story overall. It's just really fun and and at the end the character development's so good. Like but I'll let you watch it for yourself.
Well, yeah, if I ever get around to it, then I will give it a watch. But uh, no, we haven't seen Shang-Chi Dark Scout.
Yeah,
So if you have seen it, do us a favor, don't spoil it.
thanks man. But yeah,
Um, but
yeah.
yeah. So are we done with Marvel? Do you want to move on to
Yep.
something else?
Yeah, you want to start talking about because we got a guy called Darth Scowl here. If you want to talk about some Star Wars a bit, I've only
Yeah,
seen
let's talk about some
yeah,
Star
yep.
Wars. Yeah.
So I've only seen the main trilogy and what's it called? The main trilogy and the prequel trilogy.
All right. Have you seen any of the shows?
No, not yet.
Damn it. Okay. All right. So, what do you know of Star Wars? So, like, what do you know so far? Like, wise,
So
like in general. Like, what do you know about the characters and stuff?
so what do I know about the characters? So I know that Darth Vader used to be a slave on Tatooine, working for that bug guy. I don't know what his name is, but then he got um I can't explain it. What do you I don't understand what you mean by what do you know about the Star Wars character? Do you mean just do I know all the characters, or what I know about their characters and stuff?
I think I more mean like do you have you heard of like the shows and stuff, or like
Oh
do
yeah,
you like?
I've heard about the Mandalorian, but the Boba Fett series and the Bad
Yeah,
Batch.
but he's
But
not in the
yeah,
movies. I mean the ones from the movies.
oh, the ones in the movies. You do it. So the characters in the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about them before. Yeah, I've seen. I've heard more about the movies. The movies. I've heard more about the main trilogy and the sequel trilogy more than the prequel trilogy and any of the other shows. I always started knowing about the shows like early last year, and when I first saw your channel.
Ah,
But yeah,
so that's the only time you've really heard of them then.
yeah,
Ah, well, after you do like finish Star Wars and stuff, you should definitely give the shows a watch because they are very interesting.
yep. I'll definitely
Um,
watch them. Yeah.
but yeah. As for the movies, which trilogy is your favorite? Just the two.
Obviously, the main trilogy. I love. It's just fun. It's classic. It's just good characters, and it's just what I love about it. It's random. They're a bunch of random characters. They come together, and they just need to learn respect for each other. They need to work as a team, which is really good. And that's just what made it really good. It's the 70s movie. It's classic, and you can really tell they go through hard yards to do it. That you can really tell it's not no CGI or anything. You could tell, like the first Jurassic Park movie, it was fun. That's what made it fun. If you knew how everything worked, which is what it's good. Nowadays, you don't know what's CGI, what's not. Yeah, so it's not really fun or anything anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, but as we're talking about the prequel trilogy, I don't mean to be negative or anything, but that just sucked, man. That was really bad.
I actually see this is where we're going to disagree because the original trilogy is actually my favorite trilogy.
The prequel trilogy.
The prequel trilogy, that's my favorite trilogy.
What? What?
Um, and that's only because. Okay, well, first give me like the reason. Why do you hate it so much? Give me a
It's
good
just
reason.
it feels like, unlike the original trilogy, it feels like a video game. It's just like a bunch of action scenes, some dialogue, some there, and then it just ends. Like there's nothing interesting about it. It feels like it feels like someone playing a video game better than a structured movie. It just and it felt very unplanned. Revenge of the Sith was good, but the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones just felt very it felt very fake. It felt very manufactured, if you get what I'm talking about. And watching it is like watching the original Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes. I'm not sure if you heard of that, but it's like that's kind of like when they tried to remake the Planet of the Apes franchise in 2001, but it failed. And it didn't feel structured. It felt structured. It felt very fake. It felt very. That's what I didn't like about it that much.
Yeah.
And and they even though it was backed up by some fairly good CGI and stuff, but even the characters themselves were just really boring. Anakin Skywalker, he was just very meh. Um,
What?
I think
Anakin
Anakin,
Skywalker is just meh.
he was just meh. Like
What do you?
he got to
He's
be
the
better.
main character in the whole like saga. He's the main character. He's the one that started this all.
I know, but still, he's just like you got to admit the actor doesn't really portray him very well. For me, it might be different for you, but for me, I just didn't feel like he had no oomph. And even like characters like Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, they were good, but it's just like I don't really see how they were supposed to really fit in there, to be honest with you. Like I don't understand why it had to be well, Obi-Wan was good, but just I can't put my finger on it, just didn't really fit very well. And like don't get me started on characters like Jar Jar Binks. Oh my god.
Yeah.
He was actually one rule to all you fans watching. If you mention Jar Jar Binks, I'm legit gonna boot you from the chat because no one talks about Jar Jar Binks on the stream.
You know that at one point there were actually people who were making jokes that she was a Sith Lord, or he was the Sith Lord. Sorry, and he was called Darth Jar Jar.
What? What?
Yeah, I'm not even joking. There actually was people who were making jokes about that.
What? He can barely walk. How's he? Yeah. Anyways, no more talking about him. But yeah, the Star Wars trilogy. But yeah, I've heard about the Mandalorian series. And can you just before I watch, can you explain that for me, please? Just who
Well, it's hard to
he is.
explain because you know what I'm like. I'll probably accidentally spoil something, but I'll try my best.
It's
So
fine. I just want to know who this Mandalorian character is, because I know.
well, in fact,
Yeah.
it's actually a brand new one. You've never seen him
Oh,
before.
cool. So it's not
Hi-
Boba. So it's not Boba Fett or Jango Fett, isn't it?
no, Django was obviously killed in the prequel trilogy, and
Yeah.
Boba.
Got killed in
No
the.
comment about Boba, but it's not Boba.
I didn't say
Although,
Bomba. I said Boba.
yeah, I know what you meant. I just mispronounced.
Okay. But yeah, he got killed in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Well, that's what they want you to think. But moving on.
Yeah.
So, what else do you know about like the shows? Like, is that the only show you really know about? Do you like know about the upcoming shows? Like next year, we've got the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, which takes place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith when he's in exile.
Oh
That's going to be
yeah.
interesting.
I feel like I'm not probably gonna be wrong if but it's probably gonna be I'm gonna be wrong, but yeah, I feel like that would be really good. It would probably show how he gets to Tatooine, just showing him on Tatooine looking after Luke Skywalker and stuff.
Now,
Yeah,
there's one thing that I don't actually like about, or there's one thing that I'm worried about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and it's merely about one character.
well, who?
So obviously we know that Darth Vader is showing up in it because Lucasfilm have confirmed it, so that's technically not a spoiler. But something that no one and completely no one has talked about is Kenobi's arch nemesis, Maul.
Yes.
Why isn't Maul showing up in it? Is what I
Yeah.
want to know. Because he is Obi-Wan's arch nemesis. He killed his master. He killed his love. No, you haven't seen that. See, I'm dumb. I accidentally spoiled something for you just
It's
then.
fine.
I don't
That's fine.
think.
It's fine. I'm probably not gonna remember it anyways.
It happens in the Clone Wars show. If you haven't seen that, the animated
Yes.
Clone Wars show.
Ah, cool.
But yeah, basically Obi-Wan and Maul have a past, and I really want them to like explore more of it.
Oh yeah.
What
But
do
yeah,
you know about Maul? Because you haven't seen any of the shows, and Maul is like more talked about in the shows than he is the movies.
I know I saw him in the Phantom Menace. He was pretty good, wasn't he? So
He
he
was
was.
also in Solo. Have you seen Solo: A Star Wars Story?
I've seen all. I haven't seen all of it. No.
You should watch that. It's
Okay.
Solo: A Star Wars Story is good.
But yeah, I know that Darth Maul. He was Sheev Palpatine's apprentice, right?
Yes, but then
Yeah.
the thing is, when he was cut in half and he was thrown down the reactor shaft, he didn't
Yeah.
die.
Mm.
He gets robotic. He gets like a robotic lower half, and he goes on for like ages as like his own master. He even has a few of his own apprentices on the way.
Oh, cool.
Um,
When Darth Maul supposedly dies, like we know he doesn't die, but so then Darth Maul he got replaced by Count Dooku as Sheev Palpatine's apprentice.
Yes, Count Dooku was the replacement for Maul, but in
Yeah.
fact, but in general, both Maul and Dooku were just pawns, and Anakin was the real prize.
Yes. Yeah.
Because Sidious wanted nothing more than Anakin to be his apprentice, because he knew about the prophecy that Anakin was the chosen one, and
Mm.
he knew that Anakin was obviously going to one day be more powerful than him. So he thought, if I can't kill him, why not turn him and have him as my apprentice, which is what he
Yeah.
did. Um, but yeah, Star Wars is very interesting, but then it's also very confusing at the same time.
It is, but
You have
yeah.
to pay close attention. Like you were telling me the other day that your mum literally gives up on it every time she watches it because it's
She
so
does, yeah.
difficult to keep up with.
She does it.
But
But it's the main trilogy. There's nothing confusing about the main trilogy, though. That's what.
wait, you find the original trilogy? prequel trilogy confusing?
No, I don't find it confusing at all. Because I watched them on my own, I was able to understand everything pretty well. Yeah, I understood everything pretty
So
well.
is it more just the characters you don't like in it then?
It's just just the characters I don't like that much, and just like it wasn't structured. That's my only thing. Revenge of the Sith was good. Revenge of the Sith had a bit more structure than Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace, but yeah, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones,
Attack of the Clones is rubbish. Everyone agrees with you on that. But
yeah,
Phantom Menace and Revenge of the Sith is pretty decent in my opinion.
yeah, but it's just they had no structure, and it just didn't feel real enough. But Revenge of the Sith was good because the lightsaber battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin, that was really good. It brought back, it felt like the more emotion, a bit more structured dialogue, which is what I really liked about that scene. It was a very well done scene, in my opinion. Yeah.
It's the best duel in film
Yes.
history that you'll ever see. Trust
Yeah.
me when I
No.
say that.
Yeah.
There's no, I will tell you up front now. There's no lightsaber fights in the sequel trilogy that ever top that one. So don't
Yeah.
expect anything better than that.
Mm.
But yeah. See, I would talk about the sequel trilogy a little bit because I don't know whether you know this, but a lot of people have mixed feelings about the sequel trilogy
Yeah.
because
It's because Ray. It's because Ray comes as a female character, and a lot of people don't like female counterparts, which is
oh
why
god
they.
no, that's completely not the reason. That would be
Well, no,
that's completely not the reason.
a lot of my, a lot of
um
people I know
Thought I'd
really
just
don't
stop you
like
there
it
before you
because of that.
accidentally say something you'll regret later.
Hmm?
Um,
There's only guys on this thing, I'm pretty sure. So.
well, here's the thing. It's not about because she's a female character. That would just be completely
Yeah.
sexist if they did that. But no, that's not the reason. See, it's hard for me to explain because you haven't seen them, but I'll try doing it this way. So basically, the first one, The Force Awakens, is the first one in the sequel trilogy. That one is pretty much the same story as A New Hope, but
Mm.
different characters.
Ah.
And a few don't make it out alive. I won't tell you which because that'll obviously be major spoilering. But it's basically the same as A New Hope, except a few characters die this time, and there's new
Yes.
characters.
Mm.
But when the Last Jedi happens, which is the one after, that's the one that really kind of split fans into two,
Mm.
because there were the fans that really liked it, they liked the ending of it, and then there were fans that were like, oh god, we need the Mandalorian to save this
Yeah.
franchise now. That
Mm.
literally. And to be honest with you, the Mandalorian has saved it, in my opinion. Because
Mm.
I will be honest, I'm not a massive fan of the Last Jedi. In fact, I'll be completely honest, it's probably my least favorite movie in like all of them, even worse
Yeah.
than Attack of the Clones, in
I
my
haven't
opinion.
really heard really good stuff about the Last Jedi.
Yeah, but the Last Jedi is probably the worst movie in the sequel trilogy. But
Mm.
the Rise of Skywalker, which is the last one in like the whole saga. Well, I'll just let you get to that yourself because I do. Do you know anything about the Rise of Skywalker? Because if you know, then I'll talk about it. But if you don't, then I won't.
I know that it's about Sheev Palpatine getting resurrected.
Okay, so I can talk a bit more about it then, just because yeah, a lot of people are upset that they brought back Palpatine, who was like the main villain of the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy. A lot of
Yeah.
people were thinking, we've had this guy now for two trilogies. We should really have a new villain, and that's kind of what made people a bit upset. Um, Especially the way he comes back. I won't spoil the way he does get resurrected, but in my opinion, the Rise of Skywalker is okay. I don't think it's trash. I
Yeah.
don't think it's bad. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's excellent. I think it's okay.
Yeah.
So that's probably the best you get out of me.
Yeah. Mm. But
But
yeah.
yeah. So does anyone else like want to mention something about Star Wars before we move on to something else?
Yep. Feel free to post in the
Um,
chat.
they should be able to hear us though, so we shouldn't really have to post anything in the chat.
Yep.
Um,
But yeah, anyways, so talked about Star Wars. So for our next franchise, you want to move on to Jurassic Park, maybe?
yeah, I'd be happy to talk about Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about. Oh, hang on. What about Rogue One? Oh, I don't know whether you've seen Rogue One, Darth Scout. Have you seen Rogue One?
Is that a Star Wars? So,
It's like one of the side ones, like Solo, a Star Wars story. It's called Rogue
no,
One,
I
a
haven't.
Star
I
Wars
haven't
story.
seen Rogue One yet.
Rogue One is probably better than the whole sequel trilogy in general.
Yes.
And it's one movie alone. But yeah, so we'll probably next time we do one of these live streams, we'll probably talk a bit more about Rogue One and Solo
Yeah.
when you've seen all that stuff and the
Yeah.
sequel trilogy. But yeah, until then, we're moving on to Jurassic Park. So
Yes.
what do you want to start with about Jurassic Park? Because there's a lot to talk about in this franchise.
So with Jurassic Park, what do you think of Dominion?
Well, that's a problem because I don't know anything about it. They haven't even given us a teaser
What are
yet.
your thoughts on it though? What do you think is gonna happen? Because there's so much we can talk about.
Well, I was one of the people that saw the 5 minute preview in cinemas. I didn't see the horrible pixeled version online. I saw the proper thing in cinemas, and to be no, they don't really show like any of the main characters or anything. All they show is like a flashback, and like as soon as it starts, it says like 65 million years ago. The 5 minute, you're just seeing like dinosaurs in their natural habitats, like feeding stuff, and then it ends with a T-Rex like having a fight with a you probably remember.
Giganotosaurus.
There you go. T-Rex loses and the mosquito lands on it, and then obviously kind of tells you that that's what Rexy becomes like 65 million years later. But apart from that, which didn't really tell us anything because it was a flashback,
Yeah.
I don't really know anything. I like the look of the dinosaurs; they look really cool. But yeah, I think we'll only start to know more a bit about Dominion when we get Camp Cretaceous season 4, whenever that's happening.
Yeah. But I don't want to talk about characters just yet. I feel like with Dominion, we're gonna see a lot more of Bison because we know from the very first
Oh
Jurassic
hell
Park
yeah,
movie.
they're going to
Yeah.
be the main villains. Lewis
Yeah.
Dodson is going to be the main villain. They've
Yeah, we're
already
gonna
like
see heaps
confirmed
of
it.
yeah. But yeah, a lot of people think that Bison they're gonna clone the Giganotosaurus and the Pyroraptor to go against Rexy the T-Rex and Blue the Velociraptor. I don't know how it's gonna go against, but
I don't know about the I cannot pronounce that dinosaur. The G1, I can't pronounce that.
Giga
G Giga
Notosaurus.
Taurus.
Saurus. It's a tongue twister.
Saurus. All right.
Giga Notosaurus.
Giganotosaurus.
No,
Giganotosaurus. There you go.
yeah,
All right. So I don't know about the Giganotosaurus, but I do know that I have heard that there's going to be like an evil like raptor squad, but they're not raptors going up against Blue
they'll
and Erwin and
they'll
all the others.
most likely be Pyroraptors or Troodons or something. Yeah,
Yeah, but I have also heard rumors that Dominion will be Blue's last movie,
yeah, but
which
yeah.
I'm
What do you think
not
of?
gonna like.
So let's talk about Manticore because that's a big part of Camp Cretaceous and it might be a big part of Dominion if Manticore is a front for Bison.
Well, we don't know anything. They
Yeah.
haven't told us anything apart from they're a rival company with Masrani. Apart from that, we know nothing.
Yes.
Um, like I'm surprised, like because in season 3, they haven't even shown up yet. Well, in fairness, we did see that drone, and I
Yes.
don't think that belonged to Wu and those people. I think that was Manticorp who that belonged
Yes.
to.
Mm.
So they're definitely doing some stuff about the dinosaurs. But I think the only problem is in season 4, if they do end up going to Isla Sorna, why it would kind of be a big problem for Manticorp's side because it wouldn't explain like why would Manticorp be wasting their time with like trying to like make dinosaurs when they could have just
Yeah.
taken them from Isla Sorna.
Yeah.
So that's going to be
Exactly.
kind of a problem. I don't know how they're going to figure out explaining that one, but I know
Yeah.
that Colin Trevorrow is one of the writers, and he wrote and directed Jurassic World, and he's doing it again with Dominion. And Jurassic World was very good, and Dominion is going to be very good.
Yes.
So I have high expectations for this show.
Yeah. My problem with Camp Cretaceous, I don't understand why they're pushing it to another season. It's just, yeah, there's
It
just
should have ended at
yeah,
season 3, right?
because of kids, yeah, because just a bunch of kids running away from dinosaurs, it gets old. Like even another thing I didn't like about season 3 is that it was just like we see the mercenaries, the helicopter mercenaries like Dr. Wu's mercenaries, and they're they get into kids, and then the Rexy shows up. And then there's a mercenary. He's got a gun. He's armed, and then he gets eaten straight away. But Darius, Brooklyn, and Yasmina, they got away in an instant. So I'm still having a hard time understanding why a highly trained mercenary with a loaded weapon was eaten straight away. But like a bunch of kids got away easily.
Yeah.
That's why and it just stuff like that gets a bit boring because it's like all those dinosaur chases and stuff. If they're not gonna kill anyone, then there's just no tension to anything. That's what makes it really boring. It's just gonna be kids running away from dinosaurs. No tension, no are they gonna die? What's gonna happen and stuff? It's just gonna be yeah.
And I don't mean this in like a bad way or anything, but you may agree with me on this, you may not, but I kind of feel like they had to kill off Ben in that season 1.
Yeah.
They should have killed him off.
They really
I don't know why they didn't, because they had an opportunity to say he was actually dead, and for some reason they pulled a Billy move on us.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I gotta tell you, I'm not happy with them like never killing off any of the characters or whatever.
Yeah.
That's quite annoying.
Yeah.
But and because on as far as we know on Isla Sorna, there's nothing to do with Jurassic World on it. The only facilities there would be like the old laboratories, engine places that were in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So there wouldn't be really any side characters for the dinosaurs to eat unless Manticorp came to the island. But then again, they still have the problem of explaining, well, why didn't Manticorps go to Isla Sorna from the very beginning instead of wasting their time with Jurassic World? It doesn't make any sense. So they have kind of put themselves in a pickle, and they've got to explain some stuff. I just hope that they don't cut corners and leave us with a massive cliffhanger that will never get explained. Unless, of course, like they're saving Manticorp for Dominion or something. They could do. But then I don't know why they like set them up as like a Camp Cretaceous villain and then not show them in the show at all. That would be quite annoying. But yeah, what do you think?
I feel like Camp Cretaceous just getting pushed a bit. Yeah, I agree with you. Like Isla Sorna, I don't understand why they're going to Isla Sorna. Why Manticore would go there, because this is But if what we know is true, they moved. We know that engine, aka Mazrani Global, they moved a lot of the dinosaurs from Isla Sorna to Isla Nublar. So that might be the reason they might have removed all their major dinosaurs, probably not T-Rexes, because we only know.
But then why would they have left the Spinosaurus?
True.
Because that's a major dinosaur, and as far as we know, there was no Spinosaurus in Jurassic World.
Well, we know that in Camp Cretaceous, Kenji did mention that the Carnotaurus, Toro, was hidden from the public because he was too aggressive. For maybe the Spinosaurus.
I know, but don't you kind of think that we're done with Isla Nublar now? I'm pretty sure, like, if they were going to show it, they would have done it by now, because I swear, like, if the campers end up, like, getting attacked by the Mosasaurus and they wash up back on Isla Nublar, then the show really is just kind of going in circles at this point.
It's just gonna,
literally the only way they could change it is if they went to Sorna. So I don't really know how that kind of adds up, really.
Yeah. But I totally agree with you on that. But what else were we talking about? But it's just gonna lag on a bit. It's gonna become a bit. It's not gonna get really good reviews, to be honest with you. It's not gonna do.
Yeah, it's gonna start losing subscribers, like watching it. I think they're just gonna lose interest. Like the only people watching it will be like the little kids who enjoy it. That's really it.
Yeah, of course we'll watch it. We'll watch it because it's.
I will watch it, but at the end of the day, it's just gonna feel like it's going in circles, and I eventually will get bored of it.
Yeah.
But I gotta tell you though, I'm very hyped for these live action series that have been mentioned a couple of times. I'm excited. Apparently, there's also another short film in the works, which will take place after Dominion. They haven't released a title yet, but I've heard it's going to be pretty good. So yeah.
What do you think of Battle at Big Rock?
I think it was okay. Definitely a good teaser for Dominion. I'll give it that. It was definitely like a good hype for like what's like the dinosaurs on an island anymore kind of thing.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I definitely feel personating me.
yeah.
What?
Was the
I don't know what you mean by that, Dylan. Um, but yeah. Anyway, back to what we were saying. So I've lost what we were saying now. What were we
Battle at Big
saying?
Rock? Battle at Big Rock.
Battle of Big Rock. So yeah, but I've kind of said everything I want to say about it. Like, it was a good teaser for Dominion. It's like
Yeah.
letting you know that they're not on an island anymore, and like if you
Mm,
walk outside your house to walk around in your garden, who knows? There
yeah.
could just be a compy there. Like, so
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, I liked. Yeah, I liked that. That was really good. Yeah. I also liked it. It was just like separate from dinosaurs on an island. It was just getting off the island. But one of the things I liked, one of the things I didn't like about Fallen Kingdom is that you had so much potential. It was going to be the first movie where the dinosaurs got off the island. When I saw the trailers, I was really hyped for it, but then it kind of fell apart. It was an alright movie, but it's just I feel like Fallen Kingdom had the best beginning and the best ending, but the worst main plot. If you get what I'm talking about,
yeah, I understand what you're talking about.
yeah,
Completely.
but yeah,
Um, but yeah, I think that's really all we can say about Battle at Big Rock. I mean, it was good, but it was obviously short, so we can't say that much.
yeah,
Darth Scout has said, since we are talking about Jurassic World, are you guys hyped for Jurassic World Evolution 2? Yes, I am. I am very much looking forward to that game. And
mm,
if my subscribers want it, I may even do like gaming videos on it.
mm,
Because I'm very much hyped for that show.
yeah.
Talking about gaming, are you interested in Jurassic World Evolution 2? Would you
Nah,
play it? It is a PC game, so you can get it
yeah.
on PC.
I wouldn't probably be interested in playing it because, yeah, I'm just
Did you
not
even
that
play the
into it.
first one?
No,
Uh,
yeah, I'm just not. Yeah, I don't really like playing video games that much. Yeah, in my country, Jurassic World Evolution is actually very expensive. I think it's like how much is that? I think it's like $15, which would be about so £1 is probably $2 for me. So it would probably be £7 for you in England. Yeah,
Miko Marvel, what do you mean by yes?
he's hyped for Evolution too.
Oh yeah, everyone's hyped for Evolution 2. Well, everyone apart from Tiki Boy Theories. um, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. As Dylan says, he's looking forward to it. I'm sure our other viewers are looking forward to it, especially
Yep.
Scow. He's the one who
Mm.
mentioned it.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. Are you actually not going to play it? I think you should. If you can, you
I
should get
might
it.
play it,
If you ever get
but
the
yeah,
opportunity, you should.
I might play it. I'll see. But yeah, no, quote me if I'm wrong, but Jurassic World Evolution 2 is gonna be based on the events of Fallen Kingdom. But
No, it's post Fallen Kingdom, and it's
post Fallen Kingdom,
non-canon,
yeah.
so like you don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, but it's gonna be based in the areas like Las Vegas, the mountains, and everything. Yeah.
I think it's more like around the same area where Lockwood's house was, because there's a lot of forest
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Yes.
I'd say
But yeah,
more. I'd say more about around the hill kind of areas.
Las Vegas. Yeah,
Apparently, there's
North
also going to
America.
be deserts, and apparently there's even going to be snowy situations now when it
Oh
snows. So
yeah,
there's going to be weather changes a lot
the
much worse
deserts.
than there was in the first
The
game.
desert regions will most likely be where those trucks were driving on in at the end of Fallen Kingdom, where we see that one of the trucks has an Allosaurus in it. So yeah.
Yeah, and obviously it's also probably going to have a campaign like the first one did.
Mm.
And as we know from the trailer, don't know whether you've seen it or not, but Jeff Goldblum is reprising the role as Ian Malcolm in it.
Oh yeah, yeah, I've
So
seen it.
that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
That will also be like a good hype slash teaser for his return in Dominion.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, I do agree with Darth Scow. You should definitely give Evolution 2 a go if you ever get the chance.
I'll keep that in mind, yes.
Um, as for other Jurassic projects, I think that's really everything we've
God,
talked
yeah.
about regarding it. Is there anything
Yeah.
else you want to talk about regarding Jurassic Park, or is that everything you want to talk about?
I feel like that's it, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Yeah. All
Mm.
right. So now we will move on to Transformers.
Yep. You want? Yep. Transformers. Yep.
Okay. So similar to how we started with Marvel, which one's your favorite and why?
Which is my favorite? So I feel like, how do I say this? I feel like the second one, Revenge of the Fallen, is probably my favorite one.
Really? That's
Yeah, I
actually
feel
one
like,
of the most hated ones.
oh, I liked Revenge of the Fallen. It was really good. It was a bit better. Like I think it's still, well, Revenge of the Fallen and the first Transformers movie.
The
They're
first
probably,
one is the best by far,
yeah, the first one's the
but
best by far. But I had a fun time watching the second one as well, which is really good. Yeah, I feel like Sam Witwicky going to college was a bit corny, but like you soon get over that. It was a good heist kind of feel. I liked how they based it in Egypt because that's like kind of a place where no one really does movies anymore. And it didn't feel like a massive city battle. It felt a bit more different and remote, which is really cool. And yeah, I felt like it was just, yeah, in my eyes, it was a good sequel.
yeah, I mean, I think there's a couple of people who would agree with you on that, but the other half of Transformer fans, me being one of them, I didn't actually quite enjoy that movie so much. I mean, the character development was good. I do agree with like the college thing was a bit horny.
Yeah,
That was kind of unneeded. I didn't really care about that.
yeah.
You can't remember when you last watched Transformers?
They came out quite a while ago.
They did come out quite a while ago. I think actually the last one I watched was the Bumblebee spin-off one,
Mm,
which is actually really good as well.
yeah. Have you watched War for Cybertron?
The animated Netflix show.
Yes, I saw the first
Yeah,
season
I've
of
seen
it.
it.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's pretty good. I liked. I
I've
feel like,
just
yeah.
finished the third season of it. It's
Mm.
pretty good.
But I must say, the characters they were a bit more deep than they were in the first few Transformers movies. Like they weren't as, I could say, they weren't as fun. They weren't as lively to be like. I get that they're part of a war, but they just weren't as. I can't put my finger on it. They just weren't as fun, specific. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, characters like Optimus Prime, Magnus Prime, Ironhide, and all that. Bumblebee. Yeah. I feel like Bumblebee really changed. He went from some sort of scavenger character, and then he just became a really, I'm not gonna say goofy, but just very like, yeah, just very. Can't put my finger on it. Just a very like energetic kind of character, like a little kid. Yeah, you get what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I get what you're talking about.
Yeah, but yeah. So War for Cybertron as an animated series was just a bit more dense, which is yeah, it was good in some ways, but it felt a bit heavy if you ask me.
Well, I mean, it was definitely good in some ways, but then
Yeah,
yeah, I guess like I would much prefer it if they did a live action
yeah,
War for Cybertron thing, but
yeah.
it's
That would
like
have
too
been
big for them to do, so they'll of course they'd animate it.
yeah.
Daskell, am I the only one who thinks The Last Night was trash? Uh, I think it was decent. It could have been better, but I wouldn't say it was trash.
Mm,
I mean, I don't like how it had like a cliffhanger and then like they're never going to answer it because it got cancelled. I don't like that, but I think the story wise it was okay. You are caught up with The Last Night, right, Tiggy? Because I don't want to spoil it.
no, I have not. There's a lot of
Oh,
stuff
what are
I've
you
not
up to
watched.
then?
Uh, I haven't watched any of the Batman movies. I don't really watch a lot of DC. I usually stick to Marvel and Jurassic
Wait,
Park.
what are you talking about?
What's The Last Night? The Last Night's Batman,
The
right?
Last Night is the last Transformers movie. It's called
Oh,
Transformers: The Last Night. You're thinking of The Dark Knight.
oh, sorry.
That's
Didn't
all
you
right.
say? Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Um. Oh, so which Transformer movie are you up to then?
I'm up to Dark of the Moon.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, It is pretty good, but it kind of stretches the story, to be honest with you, a bit.
How?
What do you mean? It stretches the story, just like Black Widow felt a bit unnecessary. Just felt like they were purposely continuing the story for no reason. It's just like it felt like it already ended, but then they like Megatron got away and everything. The only thing that really leaves it left what's it called, Revenge of the Fallen open for like a third movie was probably Megatron getting away.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, to be fair, yeah, but if you think about it, Megatron wasn't the main villain of Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Sentinel was more the not Dark
Mm.
Knight. Sorry, the last. Wait, Dark Moon. Sorry, Sentinel was the last. Was the main villain of that one.
Yeah.
Megatron was more of like a side villain.
Yeah.
To be
But
honest,
yeah.
though, Megatron is kind of a side villain in all of them, apart from the first one.
Yes.
Because the first one was like his time to be the main villain. All the rest, he's like side villain.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the one reason that a lot of people don't like Revenge of the Fallen is because Optimus Prime wasn't in it pretty much at all.
True. Yeah. I
He got
understand that.
killed, and that's a lot of people's favorite character. My favorite Autobot is Bumblebee by far. My favorite
Oh yeah.
Decepticon is Barricade.
Yes.
Bumblebee's and Nemesis.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Mm.
Do any of chat want to speak up about
Yeah.
Transformers at all? Does anyone else like have an opinion which they wish to share? Miko Marvel, you still there? Oh,
Starscream made me laugh so much. Yeah, same.
yeah,
You
yeah.
really did.
Same. Everyone
Yes,
laughed at
master.
Starscream.
Yes, master.
Yeah, I do agree. Starscream is pretty
Yes.
hilarious.
True.
I definitely find him more funnier though in the animated show because his voice is more weird.
Yeah.
It's like they get a person with like the squeakiest voice to voice him
Yeah,
or
exactly.
something.
But
I
yeah.
don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. It was a bit weird, to be honest, for his voice.
Also, just before we move on to whatever we're going to talk about next, I'd just like to say that probably at some point in the future we will be reacting to a movie live because we have talked about it.
Yep.
Don't know when, so nothing has been confirmed, but it's kind of to make up for that Black Widow horrible thing that happened because Tiggy Boy fell asleep. But
What are you talking about? Stop lying, man. You're the one who fell asleep eating the entire party thing.
don't know what you're talking about, mate. Yeah. So at some point in the future, we will be doing a live watch party on a movie. It might even be up to you guys what we watch.
Yeah.
All I can say is the last one I watched was Bumblebee. Yeah, that's probably the same with me, Miko Marvel. The last one I watched was probably Bumblebee, but don't spoil anything because Tiggy hasn't seen it, I don't think. Or have you seen Bumblebee?
No.
Well, you should watch that. That's really good.
Hmm.
But yes, should we now move on to Planet of the Apes?
Yes. Let's move on to Planet of the Apes. Yeah. Sorry, there's a lot of movies I haven't seen. I was getting confused for a bit there.
Oh, no problem. I mean, we can always do like a movie night part 2 in like
Yeah.
a month or something and talk
There's
about
just
what you've seen by then.
there's so many new movies and stuff. It's hard to keep up. So many streaming services. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, so Planet of the Apes. So when you say Planet of the Apes, are you talking about the reboot trilogy or the
Oh,
original?
the reboot trilogy.
The
I
reboot
haven't
trilogy.
seen the original
Yeah.
one.
What do
I
you
know
think
what
of
it
them?
was, but I haven't seen it.
Yes. So what do you think of them?
First one was a good start. Second
Yes.
one was my favorite. Last one could have been better.
Yeah. I feel like the last one.
I
War for the
remember
Planet.
you
Yeah.
told me when we met once in a Google Meet that it was the last one was your favorite. Is that still like
Oh no,
is
it's
it
not
still
my
your
favorite.
favorite?
I like all of them the same. I feel like they're all very different. I love Caesar's character. I like every movie something different. So in Rise of the Planet of the Apes, he was kind of a man who was learning the truth about his life, and he's like finally making a move to become free. And then Dawn of the Planet of the Apes shows him he's like what's it called? He's more of a leader, and then you go to War for the Planet of the Apes. He becomes more of a man dealing with his darker emotions, which is really good.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, that was really good. But yeah, I just the characters and the CGI were really good. It's yeah, it just looks very realistic, and yeah, because the CGI is really good, it just encaptures. Yeah, it's a bit more relatable.
Yes, Miko Marvel. It was a like I wouldn't say it was well. It was a disease to humans, but to apes it made them smarter. Yeah.
Yeah, it was more of a virus than a disease. Yeah,
Yeah. God, that makes me worried.
yeah.
um, but yeah. I'm a cool guy. Welcome to the chat. Whoever.
Oh yeah, that's my friend.
Oh well, welcome. Um, but yeah, it's definitely a cool franchise, Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
And there's a fourth one on the way.
Yep.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure they're
another
going to do something.
trilogy. It's gonna be another trilogy. So it's because
It's
Caesar's.
going to be another
Yeah,
trilogy. I've only heard that it's another
it's
movie.
another trilogy. Yeah, it's another movie, but it's gonna be part of another trilogy.
Oh, is it the begin? Is it the beginning of the next trilogy then? In it?
Yes. So it's gonna be
Ah, okay.
Cornelius's trilogy instead of Caesar. So now that Caesar's dead, sorry for spoilers, but he's gonna be Cornelius. Cornelius is gonna be the main star in this one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm very
Yeah.
much looking forward to that film. Have they like given us a year yet? Then when we can expect it, or is there
I
pretty much
think
still
it's
nothing?
2022. No, 2022, but it's gonna be like April and stuff. So yeah, next year.
Ah,
But yeah, yeah, that is what you get when humans exist smart. Yeah, yeah, that's what you get. Yeah, but yeah, but yeah. If you ask me, yeah, what makes the simian flu, the virus, so realistic is it's kind of like COVID. Like you can see there's isolation camps everywhere. You can see military officers, so it's not as
it's
extreme.
literally the apocalypse, pretty much.
Yeah, it's an apocalypse. Yeah, and it's like, but it's more relatable to COVID. Actually, have you seen the series called Sweet Tooth?
No, but I've heard of it.
It's really, really good. It's it's like based on COVID and stuff, so it's like a virus and everything, and it's based like you can't enter hospital, you got to wear masks and stuff, which is really good. So yeah, you should watch it. It's on Netflix. And to anyone else, you should watch on Netflix. It's really good, but it's more of a drama than an action apocalypse kind of movie because it's like it goes into depth with the characters, so there's a meaning behind what you're watching. So yeah, it's not an action flicks.
Yeah.
Hmm. But yeah, so what do you think is gonna happen in the next Planet of the Apes movie?
Well, from what I hear, I think it's going to be the same as what the original trilogy was. It's going to be like a group of astronauts that come back to Earth,
Yes.
like 1,000 years later, or no, not 1,000, but like 30 years later or something.
Yeah.
Caesar's like been dead. Cornelius is at least like in his like late teens, like he's a young adult.
Mm.
Um, and he's getting ready to lead the apes,
Mm.
something like that. But I don't know.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm worried about is that they're going to try and make the apes out as like the villains, which I don't want because they've kind
Yeah.
of been the heroes of the story so far. So it would be a shame if they threw that
Mm.
all away and just made them the villains,
Yeah, I
in my
totally
opinion.
agree. Yeah, because they're more of a villain character. They're more villains in the original trilogy. But yeah, I totally get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
but I wouldn't want them to be villains in this
Yes,
trilogy.
yeah, they will be. Yeah, they're so good as the protagonists because they're so relatable. But like, you make them the villains, and yeah, kind of just it would just destroy everything because you specifically so passionate for them, but and then you're just like, oh, all of a sudden these guys are just the bad guys. So yeah, I get what he's talking about. That kind of ruins it a bit.
Yeah. Um, is there anyone else that wants to talk about some movie franchises that they've seen that they
Yep.
find interesting? Anything that we haven't mentioned or anything? Miko Marvel says my power low. Does that mean that you'll be heading out soon? I don't really
Yeah,
understand.
probably.
But yeah, does anyone else have any movie franchises that they want to talk about or anything? Do you have any others, Tiggy?
I'm trying to think of some.
Darth
Oh,
Scout.
have you
Goosebumps.
seen you've watched the Tomorrow War, right?
Yeah, but that's not a trilogy. That's more of like a standalone film.
No, I can still
Sorry,
talk
Darth
about it though.
Scales just put Goosebumps. Have you seen that?
Goosebumps. No, I haven't seen Goosebumps.
I've seen the
I've read
movies.
a few. I've read some of the little book things though.
Abe kills Scar. What? I don't get that.
Scargu.
I don't get that. Are you talking about Cobra? I don't know what you're talking about, Miko Marvel. But as for Darth Scale, I've seen the Goosebumps movies and I think they're okay. But I haven't seen the I don't think I've seen the show.
Yeah,
Or I've seen bits of it, but I haven't seen the full thing.
but yeah. Next time we'll probably talk about it a
Yeah,
bit more.
Kobe. Koba, but you're close.
The Daily. I'm a cool guy. Said the Daily Trumpet. Oh yeah, the Daily Trumpet is kind of like a little new thing my friend and I are doing. It's like just like we spread a lot of really bad and fake news. Like I know, yeah, we just exaggerate everything. So it's kind of like a joke we're doing at the moment. So yeah, that's just the definition. But yeah, so yeah, so I don't. So yeah, you haven't got anything else you want to talk about, Carter?
Uh, well, I was just asking the guy chat if they had anything they wanted to talk about. I mean, we've already talked about Marvel, we've talked about Star Wars. If there's anyone
Yep.
who's new that would like to talk about something, hasn't that's just joined us, something Miko Marvel, is there anything that you want to talk about in particular?
Godzilla vs Kong. We can talk Godzilla,
Oh,
the
yeah, I'm
MonsterVerse. Yeah,
surprised we never mentioned that.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a very good franchise. I loved it.
yeah. I love it. It's really fun. If they're not the best movies, but they're just fun to watch. They're good movies to watch when you're alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it's getting a sequel or anything?
See, the problem is the only thing that they could do is do a Kong adventure in Hollow Earth. That's really
Yeah.
all they can do now. The
I
only
feel
other
like they
thing that
could
they could do
do.
with Godzilla is if they introduced Mega Ghidorah, but that's all they could do.
Yeah, I feel like they could do because Ghidorah was that they mentioned that he's an alien in what's it called um they mentioned that he's a massive alien from outer space in King of the Monsters, so it would make sense if they did some sort of alien invasion. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like characters like Godzilla and Kong have to protect them somehow. Yeah, protect our humanity. Yeah, I feel like it would push it. Like Kong, Godzilla vs Kong is probably going to be the last thing because Godzilla vs Kong, it's the last fight. Like they're the last two titans, and they fought each other, and then it's over. But yeah, if they wanted, they can still do.
I mean, the
Um,
franchise has made them millions of dollars.
yeah, because they're
So
competing with Marvel. Yeah.
have we talked about Spider-Man over here?
No,
Well,
we
we didn't
didn't talk
actually
about
talk
that.
about that. Well, we have talked about Marvel, but if you want to talk about that, we'll come back to it because we're talking about Godzilla right now. But
Yeah, but yeah,
original Spider-Man. Oh yeah, yeah, we haven't seen that yet, have we? But yeah, whatever. We're going back to Godzilla. So yeah, I don't know what they could do next apart from something in Hollow Earth.
yes,
And with Godzilla, all they can really do with him is him fighting Mega Ghidorah. But then I don't
yeah,
really know how they could do that because the heads were destroyed with Mega Godzilla. So,
yes, but
well,
yeah,
actually, one skull will still be in the building, won't it? Where
yeah,
that guy
true,
was killed.
yes,
And there's another skull out there somewhere which we never saw.
yes.
Oh no, it got disintegrated.
It was, yeah.
Because he put it in his mouth in
Mm.
King of Monsters, and he did the
He
toxic fume
incinerated it,
thing.
yeah. Yes.
But yeah. I heard rumors that there was going to be a Queen of Monsters spin-off series,
That could
prequel
be,
one.
yeah. That would most likely be about Mothra.
Yeah, the Queen of Monsters.
Yes.
I wouldn't actually mind that, especially if we had like a few cameos from Godzilla.
Yes.
But apparently, like the main villain of that would be I don't play Fortnite.
Oh yeah. He's the same guy from
Miko
before.
Marvel definitely does this. You guys can go have a chat about that. um, Yeah, I don't know, because there's a lot of stuff in it that they've left on that
Yeah.
I can't even talk properly. There's so much stuff which they've left unanswered,
Yes.
and since that was like the last big film, I don't really know how they could answer it.
Yeah. I get what you're talking about. Yeah.
But yeah,
But
I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
But yes. But yeah. But Darth was saying, do you want to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home now? Because that's going to be the big MCU kind of
Yeah,
thing.
sure. Let's talk about it. But I do know that for a fact that my cousin hasn't seen the original Spider-Man, or at least he hasn't seen all of them. So just be careful about spoilers, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, what exactly did you want to talk about in No Way Home, Scal?
Okay. So do you want to just start talking about it?
Yeah, I'm waiting for Scal to tell us exactly what he
Cool.
wants to
Green
talk
Goblin.
about.
The Green Goblin. Yes.
What? Green
Green
Goblin?
Goblin. Dumb ways to die. So Darth Scout wants us to talk about Green Goblin.
Yeah, well, yeah, we know that he's going to be in it, and I can't wait to see the return of, what's his name? Is it Willem Dafoe? Is that his name?
Norman Osborn.
No, I'm talking about the actor.
No.
Not the character. That's the character's name. Oh, name. Well, we know that Green Goblin's coming back. We know that we're seeing a few others like Electro and Sandman
Yes.
and
Electro Sandman. Doc Ock. Craven the
Doc
Hunter.
Ock, Sinister Six. Apparently,
Yes.
that's what all they're going to be members of. The question is though, who's the leader? Because I think it's going to be Green Goblin, and it would actually
The
make
lead
the
is
most sense.
in the comics. The leader of the Sinister Six is Doc Ock.
But then there's also another version when Green Goblin is the leader.
True. Yeah. I feel like it's most likely gonna be
But if you think about it, it kind of makes the most sense for it to be Green Goblin because he was the first ever live action Spider-Man villain we got. So it
True.
would make sense for me that he was the main villain of the movie.
True. Yeah.
And I get he's like insane and stuff, and actually it probably would make more sense for Doc Ock to be the leader because like he's
Yeah.
smart and stuff.
Mm.
But if you think about it, at the end of the day, he wasn't actually a bad guy. He was being controlled by the arms.
Yeah. But
So
yeah. But I feel like Doc Ock, like Dr. Otto Octavius, I feel like just because he's not as how do I say? I hate saying on.
but the Green Goblin is full on evil, is what I'm saying.
Sorry, I'm just saying, yeah. But yeah, I feel like the Green Goblin is just a bit. He's a bit overrated. But I feel like the Doc Ock, he's just a bit more because like he's got that more profound moment in the trailer where he jumps onto the bridge and then he's just like, "Hello, Peter," and it's just like, yeah, it's much more. I can't more finger on it. I'm losing a lot of words today. Yeah, he's got much more of a better entrance. So than Green Goblin, like Green Goblin just drops a hand grenade, and then like Doc Ock
Pumpkin
just
bombs.
yeah, pumpkin bombs. Yeah, I just call them hand grenades. And that's what they are. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm very excited to see Green Goblin.
yeah,
Especially if it's like the same actor playing him. I'd love to see that.
but yeah,
We know that obviously we're gonna see same actor who played Doc Ock, so that's also very exciting. There's also a few rumors that either Venom or what's his Lizard are showing up.
but Lizard's not part of the Sinister Six, is he?
Doesn't matter. It's the cinematic universe. They can do whatever they want.
True, but it's better if they stick to the comics, you know.
Well, if you think about it, they haven't done such a good job at that then, because Spider-Man: No Way Home, for example, Far From Home,
True.
sorry, Mysterio wasn't even a superhero. So there you go.
True.
That's an example right there.
Yeah.
Or the Incredible Hulk movie, which was a disaster,
Oh my god.
which we already talked about. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit of yeah. But yeah, I think that's all we have to say. Does anybody else have any franchises they want to talk about?
Um, well, what's all these people for? I'm not reading the chat very much. First live action villain ever. He must mean like Marvel, because yes, the Green Goblin was the first ever Marvel live action
Yeah.
villain.
Yes.
Um, but I think to find the first ever superhero live action villain was I think Joker or something for the DC universe. But we have we talked about possibly seeing all Spider-Man? Well, yes, there are obviously lots of rumors that all the Spider-Men are going to show up in this film and they're going to team up to fight the Sinister Six. I think that
Mm.
would be awesome. Um, and I've also like seen a YouTube video which was recently taken down, so it may have been like for real, of this guy who somehow got his hands on a bit of the script, or so he said. And it did actually sound very interesting because apparently his source gave it to him before the trailer came out, and a bit of it actually went into the what Doctor Strange and Peter were saying in the trailer.
Yeah.
So and I can tell you that there's some good stuff in that script. So if it's real, I'm very hyped for this movie.
Yeah.
But I'm hyped anyway. And to be honest, even if the Spider-Men don't show up, I'm still gonna love it because the original villains are coming back. So
Yes.
that's all
But
I
yeah.
really need. There
Yeah.
are also a few rumors though of Miles Morris, I think his name is, showing up.
Miles Morales.
Morales, that's the one. Um, there are a few rumors of him showing up, and actually he could because he's not from the multiverse. He's actually in the same universe as Peter Parker,
Yes.
so he could actually show up. Um, so what are your thoughts on him possibly showing up?
I feel like he's not gonna show up because we've only seen him in the animated series. I feel like he's most likely he's obviously gonna come in the sequel to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, in case you haven't seen that. But yeah,
I
I don't
haven't
think
seen
he's
that, no, but I've heard good
yeah,
things.
I don't think he's actually gonna come up in Spider-Man No Way Home. I feel like it's just gonna be Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland.
Yeah. Well, I've seen loads of videos, and Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield they're like telling the press like straight up, we're not in it. They're not in it. Sorry, like don't get too excited. We're not in it. But then Tobey Maguire is like being really like quiet about it, which is getting me a bit suspicious.
Mm,
Um, like no one like people have asked him questions, but like he's being really quiet about it.
yeah.
So I don't know whether like he's just worried he's going to accidentally spoil something, or he just doesn't want to talk to press, or what. Like
I think it would just be better if he avoided the press, to be honest with you.
maybe, yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of things in this movie which I'm very much hyped for.
Yeah.
Because in the trailer they were there. I'm a
Yes.
cool guy says because it's in the trailer. Yeah, that's true. I've actually seen. Bye, Mickey Marvel. Have a good one. Don't know what happened to my voice just then. Um, I'm a cool guy makes a good point. Morales does work in a place where he goes to a place where Aunt May worked in the comics, and that's actually been seen in the trailer.
Yes.
So I don't think we'd see him with the suit on, but I think that we could see like just himself, like Miles, not like his version of Spider-Man.
Yes.
And they could possibly do like a spin-off for him, or like who knows, maybe even someday in the MCM, like the Spider-Man like name will be passed down to Miles, and that's probably
Yes.
how he gets to be the next Spider-Man. Um,
Yeah.
but I don't know how to feel about that. But
Yeah.
yeah, so is there anything you want to talk about, or
I feel like
anything
that.
anyone
I
else
feel
wants to
like
talk
that's it.
about?
That's it for me. I'm kind of blank for stuff.
You gotta watch
But
some more movies, do your
yeah,
homework.
I do.
um, but yeah, just before I guess we call it in then for the night. As I said at the beginning, but those of you who may have just shown up, I'll say it again. So at some point in the future on my channel, we will be like reacting to a movie live. So like a live watch party. So like we'll start it at say like same time as this one started, and we'll wait for like half an hour for people to get in or whatever, and then we'll
Yes.
start it. Nothing has been like confirmed, so like it's not definitely happening like in the next few weeks or whatever. Most likely it'll probably be like within the next month or whatever, because I'm getting my braces soon, and the dentist has already warned me that it's gonna ache for the first week, so I probably won't be able to talk for a while.
Mm,
Yeah, but I'll get back to you guys on that soon.
yeah.
Is there anything else you want to say
I'm a cool guy.
before
Said Marvel. What if? So, oh
we
yeah.
already talked
So,
about what if,
oh yeah. If you want to talk about it, just summarize what we're saying.
or do
Do
you
you have
mean
it?
like is that something that you are saying that we could react to live or something? Because the only problem with reacting to that live is I don't think Tiggy has Disney Plus, so he wouldn't get it when it first drops unless you do have it. Do you have it or not?
Of no, I don't have it. We get it on another site. My uncle.
Yeah, but doesn't it like get uploaded there later, like in the day?
Yeah, it gets uploaded later, but we'll have
Yeah,
to talk
that's
about
the
it in the
only
live
problem.
stream. We'll
That's
have
the
to
only
talk about
problem.
it. Mm.
I mean, I guess like we could react to like a movie which we've already seen and like we just haven't seen in a while. Like for example, Tiggy Boy still hasn't seen a lot of the Transformer movies, so we could probably do a live reaction to one of the Transformer movies or whatever.
Yep.
Or Star Wars. In fact, I might like put a I don't know what it is. I need to do more research on it, but basically I'll get back to you guys about that. I need to do more
Yeah.
research on it.
Mm.
But yeah, is there anything else anyone wants to say?
Nope. I think that's it.
All right. Anything you want to say before we call it in?
I just want to say thanks everybody for joining. Really means a lot. And yeah, Jurassic Boy and I, we had a lot of fun talking. And yeah, just thanks for joining. And hopefully we can do something like this later. Yeah. Again. Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah.
All right. Cool. Have a good one, everyone. Bye bye.
Yep. Bye. See you guys. Bye.